Overworld. We are back with more Scarlet and Violet, well, specifically Violet. We will be playing Violet. The challenge of today. So for those who may be newer to the channel or haven't seen me before, I am Katzer. I crochet life-size Pokemon as my main thing. And Violet has been a really awesome resource for seeing the Pokemon models to scale, like in the open world in 3D, compared to each other, compared to a trainer. So we are hunting more reference photos today. I'm doing I wanted to get a bit of I wanted to get a visual of pretty much every starter Pokemon as one of my goals. So I have done one previous stream where we took at least reference photos of the first 2 generations, I believe is what we got done. I'm just going to adjust my camera to face me a little more centered. Alright, so yeah, we did the first 2 generations, I believe. I have since been catching and training up the rest of the generations. We have most of them done at this point. There's a couple gaps. But yeah, we're going to have more picnics. We're going to take more pictures. I actually have some notes here of some other Pokemon that I was going through the Pokedex, and there were a few that I was intrigued by, because just by, I guess, like, intuition, I actually don't know how they would be measured. I find that the particular shapes or whatever of those Pokemon to be kind of ambiguous, so we're going to try and see if those ones are something that I have in my Pokedex, in my boxes, or hunt them if they're in the game. Anyways, yeah, so it's going to be a good time. I want to double check that I am in fact live. That's important. I may have been... Oh, cool. I am. Let's tell people. And also, I need... Nope, that's not what I need. Usually, I have a little window for chat and stuff. That didn't pop up today. So I'm just going to try and find that. Alright, well, hopefully I will see chat here. Hopefully it'll show up on stream. I know it was a little wonky on my last stream. It was a little small, hard to read. I think I fixed it. Okay, we're going to tell the world. Not like that. Oh, but the other thing I'm missing is where it tells me if I actually have any viewers in chat. I'd love to know if you're here. So maybe I will. Okay, yes. Here we go. This should all be live feed. Hey, ahoy, Pat. Welcome back. Just getting settled here. Maybe I'm looking a little... That's better. Sending links out to the world to see if we can get a few other folks hanging out here today. And then we roll. Cool. So I have some notes here. Oh, that's awesome that you put on a reminder. I can see that chat is still a little wonky, and let's see if I can just... That's better. That's like readable, I think. Cool. Y'all, my stream is starting to get legit. We've got notifications. We've got chat that you can read. I'm going to flip through and find my notes. Because, yeah, I ended up... Okay, so these are my starters. And then, yeah, I was going through and I ended up making a little list of Pokemon that I found the sizes to be confusing. Like I was looking through the Pokedex and I was like, I actually have no idea how that like would compare to other Pokemon. I don't know how we're measuring them. And now I just need to find where my little list is so we can try and hunt them down today. Aha, here we go. Okay. So I know there's like tons of Araquanid in this game. What I don't know is if all these other Pokemon are. Dreepy, definitely. Some of them are actually Paldea Pokemon, like Rabska. So yeah, we're gonna see what we can find, and let's begin. The thing I was looking for, just like with you were here last time, Pat. You know that we're still hunting a few. I've in the meantime, really worked on my living dex here, and actually, let's bring this back where I can look closer to the camera. So yeah, I've been working on the living dex of all of the starters. So we've just got a couple gaps left. We're real close to Blaziken. I got a brain. We got Blaziken. We need Swampert. I need to catch another Chikorita or hatch. I'm actually missing that one. Need to catch more Turtwig. Need to catch more Lichen. So those are both in this area of the canyon. So I thought we would run around just a little bit and see if we can't find those two starters. And then we start the picnics. Those weeds look a lot like Pokemon from afar. And here we go. Easy. Yeah, so excited for today. Excited to see all of my hard work hunting these Pokemon pay off. Finally get the photos I need. I started putting in some work towards the actual video that I'm gonna clip together out of all of this footage and research. But yeah, there's a few. I don't know. Yay, caught the Litten. I don't know if Vampy and Donphan are in this game. I feel like they should be. With like Iron Tusk being in the game, but I truly don't remember. I guess I can check my Pokedex to see if I have them already. That's a good sign. And the Turtwig's here too. Fantastic. What a busy little area we found. Oh yeah, to be clear, my living dex is not the entire dex. Far from it. But because we're specifically looking at all of the starters here, I did want to have each of the stages able to do some more references and see how they, like, sometimes it's interesting to see from one evolution to another. So like from basic to stage 1 to stage 2, how the sizes shift and how that, what's the word, like how that appears, how that presents. So yeah, that's why I wanted to have the living decks, at least for this group of starters. It's a lot of work to do a living dex of everything. But that's really cool that you're testing new teams. I have never used Hisui and Avalug. Not a once. Actually, I've never used Avalug. No need to specify. I've just never used Avalug. Oh, I see. Okay, chat is scrolling in a different way than I thought. I'm on it. I'm gonna fix it. There must be somewhere, certainly a setting somewhere, where I can adjust the text size. I don't know if this is still kind of small on screen, or if it's probably fine. It's probably fine, and it should scroll up. Cool. And then there were Turtwig walking by. Where'd they go? We are farming experience here, so no one can be KO'd. Not allowed. I need to stock up on potions. And how are the teams going? How are the Hisuians working for your build? Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Come back. Alright, caught the Turtwig. Don't need for a name. I think I need one more actually still, so... These look so much like Grookies, these little weeds. Which I was hunting earlier today. Oh, that's another Litten. Where are you, final Turtwig? I think I'm just gonna run around this area until I see it. As long, like, once you've seen one, more certainly will show up. And you know what else? Let's get a photo. With, okay, Scyther's gonna ruin the photo. I want to get a photo with Sinisty because it is, if I'm not mistaken, which I might be, I believe Sinisty is another one of the smallest Pokemon. There is a, I don't even know at this point, like a 6-way tie, maybe, for smallest Pokemon. There's a bunch of them that are all 10 centimeters or 4 inches. But I think Sinisty is one of them. And so I should get... Oh, that'd be fun. Let's get photos of all of the smallest Pokemon. Oh, okay. See? I don't always focus the best. But I do think that this is another really fun idea. You go, Combuskin. Where is my nice pen? Yay! Okay, so let's see if we do... I might have to quickly pull up Sinisty. I know Joltik is one. Flabebe. I believe Comfy. It's possible some of these are the next tier up. We have some 20 centimeter, 8-inch Pokemon as well. Nothing in between. Don't know why. 6'3". So yeah, I might be getting some of the 10 centimeter Pokemon mixed up with the 20 centimeter Pokemon, but We'll hunt as many of them as we can. Oh, Tynamo is also... No, Tynamo is one of the 20 centimeters. But it is darn small, so I might throw it in because I know it's in this game and super easy to find in these caves. And then it's a reference to something that's not as small. Ooh. Love me a bulky Pokemon. Tanks are my favorite strategy. I mean, like, I know that an actual balanced team needs all of the things. You need to have your hitters and your tank. Like, I get that. But especially in, like, MOBAs and stuff, I want to be the tank. That's who I am in the team. And I love to build exactly the kind of, in, like, trading cards especially, the kind of build that everybody hates because it's not, like, fun to play against. It's just frustrating. But mill decks are my jam. You just run out the clock, run out the deck. So good. Okay, so that is our Blaziken. That is our Inteleon. So all we need is, we're missing a Chikorita entirely. Maybe I'll pull this out and we'll start some breeding at our first picnic. How about that? That's easier than finding a Chikorita if I'm going to be doing picnics anyways. So who do we want to see? Did I actually, let's flip through our photos and see what we actually took pictures of. Last time on streaming Pokemon reference photos, I don't think we actually did the Johto yet. Except for I did pull out Chikorita because Chikorita is fascinating. Okay, so back to the game. Let's do this. Oh, except I want to keep things in order. You know, I have so many items. Because I put them away, but then I still want to level them up. But then I've got so many items that I might as well just... This works to evolve things, right? Oh, wait. Haha. Because so many of them are close to evolving. Like, how much experience do you need? You're a high level, so like still a few thousand, I guess. And there, that's one line out of the way, I think. I think I already have Greninja and I just need a Frogadier. Hello, name that is cut off from chat because I don't understand how to make chat work yet. There we go. Chat's smaller now, but we can see everybody and their chat names. Hello and welcome. We are yeah, we're using up the rare candy. And like, look how much experience candy I have. This is silly. Yeah, just filling out our living decks so we can start taking pictures of these mons. Oh, that was overkill. I didn't need to give it that much. That's fine. There's just a few left we need until we have every stage of every starter ready for reference time. Yes, if you would like to know Mudshot, you may know Mudshot. I like it when I'm training up Pokemon that I'm not intending to actually use in any way. Another Sobble. Didn't I? Do I? Hang on. I don't know if I need to evolve that. Surely
if it's in my party, past Catser knew something that I didn't. But I thought I had that line done. Oh no, it's because I just evolved it. That's why. I just evolved it into Inteleon. So I don't have Drizzle anymore. That's why. Go for it, Thwacky. Whatever you want. Yeah, I don't intend to use these Pokemon at all. I'm not going to battle with them. So their moveset truly doesn't matter to me. And I think it's so nice that I get to ask them what they want to know. And then they get to know it. Makes me feel like a good trainer. I really, yeah, see, Pat, I really don't train up many Pokemon. I have, like, I think I was touching on this in the last stream, but, like, I usually pick my team and I keep it. And, I don't play competitive. I don't really experiment with teams all that often. So, I hoard. I hoard so much candy, so many items. And, like, there's items everywhere in this game. There's tons of items constantly to pick up. Dynamo's here! What up, Dynamo Gear? Your name doesn't fit in chat either. Oh. I'm gonna have to find a setting for this when I stop streaming, but what up? Happy to see you. We are finishing the living decks of all the starter stages. I think this about does it, and then I get to take pictures. Well, you know what, Dynamo? Work is more fun when you have a friend chatting in your ear while you just one-sidedly, you know, it's good times. Oh wait, I still need to evolve that Marshtomp. And Turtwig is not Litten. But I do need to evolve that Litten. Cool. Yeah. Minor spoilers for DLC, I guess, since you didn't finish the game. Not that I'm doing any plot whatsoever. But yeah, you should finish it. And then play the DLC, because it's really enjoyable. Shouldn't I have one more Turtwig somewhere? Didn't I catch two? No, that's what I'm in the middle of doing right now. Maybe. Oh, like their individual size, like extra smalls and extra larges. Yeah, I didn't actually realize that there were size variations in this game. Never occurred to me, never, like, there's no real indicator of it as far as I know, except for now that I'm into the DLC, I was able to get an upgrade where is it? Yeah, if I, well, that's not showing me size either. I don't know. There's supposed to be a way now where you can at least see their, like, size category of small and large. Marshtomp is not the correct Pokemon for this. But even still, it doesn't give you a specific size, I don't believe. And I had forgotten that Arceus did, which, like, of course it does, and it was good that it did. I had forgotten that. But yeah, it's weird to me that they'll tell you they're big, but they won't tell you how big. Because yeah, I didn't realize it was in this game until I started looking for references. And my Charmander seemed far too small. I was like, something is fishy here, and then I had to, like, look up, and yes, in fact, it was a small one. I went and I caught a different Charmander to compare. And yeah, that was the weirdest thing, is that even looking at the summary, it doesn't tell you. Which means that if I'm looking at a wild Pokemon... Okay, so I guess that if there's no indicator, that means it's a normal size? Is that how I interpret this? everything is normal size and I cannot make my point. There we go. Okay, so that must be an extra small Elekid because it shows the little tiny symbol beside male. But then if I catch it, it's like, okay, great. So I know it's tiny when I'm looking at it. Like if I'm hunting small Pokemon, but then I catch it and all indicators that it was ever small seem to go away. It's strange. It's a very strange system that they have implemented for Scarlet Violet. It just makes it confusing when you're trying to take photos. Oh, are you a Pokemon or a Sparkly? The number of Tynamo that I ran into thinking it was just something to pick up off the ground. Yeah, but I don't want to go to Metsugoza every single time. and I guess I should start talking to her more. But that's such a hassle. Right, so you had said, let me hang on, I scrolled back and chat. Because you were saying that this is all about Pokemon Home doesn't even show it. And I guess that's because they don't have it, like, built in to, like, the file data or whatever because they don't show it. Yeah. Well, you know, Legends Arceus was a very good game. And I know there was, here, because I want to take a picture. I know there was a lot of discussion about, like, how they were such similar games in some ways. Violet and Arceus, like, both being open world finally and all of that. And a lot of people were criticizing, like, things that one game got right that the other game did not. And how silly that is when they could have just implemented it in both of them. And I do know that they were developed by different studios, like in parallel. They were developed at the same time, but oh, that's really cool. I didn't know. That's really cool. I guess they had to have size data in Scarlet and Violet because they were linking it to Go. Like, maybe that was the whole reason. They didn't care enough to properly implement it, but they wanted to keep it accurate between games. Interesting. Well, maybe I don't need that final Turtwig just yet, because now it's raining. What I did learn last week when I streamed is that you want to host your picnic somewhere without grass, because grass sure does get in the way of taking pictures of tiny Pokemon. Okay, there we go. You're small. This is not a real cave. This is just an item cave. Take me to level ground. Oh, bonk. Hey, yeah, let's have a picnic in the tundra. That sounds fun. Is there enough space here? And who did I want? So we need to... Oh, you know what? If we're gonna breed Meganium, we can just breed Torterra as well. Nope, that's not where I want you. Over again. And then if I just... We're going to use our items on these last two Pokemon. I have no idea how to gauge experience from this bar, so we're just guessing. Not quite. Silly. Did I do it? Yay! So here, while we're watching evolution animations, I'm going to pull up that list of smallest Pokemon. I believe, is it Cosmoem is as well? I'm not going to be able to get one of those in this game. I know that. That's fine. But as long as I can get the rest. And it was Litten, right? Yeah. That's a lot of experience. Oh, cool. It was almost exactly correct. Good for me. Okay, so Sinistea is a 10 centimeter. That's cool. Oh, Flittle. Flittle is little. Okay, I don't care about the 8-inch Pokemon. Show me the 4-inch Pokemon. So, in Violet, how many can we find of? Alright, so Flabebe I have on the list, because I remembered that one. Cutiefly I always forget about. Comfy. Joltik. It is Cosmoem. I feel like I was talking about this with someone recently because of the Pokemon Go Fest giving you another Cosmog, and I feel like the Cosmoem was bigger in Go, and maybe, well, but it's supposed to be marked extra large in Go if it's bigger. But yeah, that one's been, I've heard it a couple different ways, I think. And Swampert. Okay, so let's pull out our 3 Johto starters. Picnic? Dang it. I am not on a hill. Okay, I'm slightly on a hill. Yeah, there are a lot of fire starters that live in this polar area. I guess because they can? Is that how we're supposed to interpret that? It is, it's snowing, which makes it feel colder than if it's not snowing. I don't like it when the wind is blowing in my little Pokemon's faces. Yeah, Cosmoem is crazy heavy, but it's because it's like literally a black hole. They had to. Alright, here's... Oh wait, but the grass. The grass is back. Fine. It's weathering everywhere. There's no escaping that. Look at me shield myself from the cold. Yeah, let's see if it shows. Okay, this particular list doesn't actually give the weight, but yeah, it is a crazy heavy. Okay, yeah, and then... Oh, Poltergeist, I guess, because it's the same size as Sinistea. Which I actually don't know how to catch. I don't have one of those yet. It's missing from my decks. Oh, and Gimme Ghoul. How could I forget our little guy? Roaming form, of course. Okay, and that's it for the 10 centimeter Pokemon. There are a lot. 9? 9-way tie for smallest Pokemon at this point. Let's make some egg sandwich. Hey, Dynamo, that's a good question. That's a good question. And maybe, I forget how this game works with the forms. If I catch it and send it out, it's in chest form, right? Let's do some experiments. I'll grab the Cleffa. I'll get the Gimme Ghoul. Ah, egg power. Easy. There's a great deal of 1-foot Pokemon. There are many, many 1-foot Pokemon. And in fact, I think at least a few of the starters that I'm working with today are 1-foot. Wherever it fits. Oh, I lost a pineapple. I don't like sandwiches made out of this many chunky things. We need more flat things. Okay, yeah, so all of the ones caught in SV are chest form. And then I have to trade it in from Go to get roaming form? Is that how that worked? Delicious. How much of a difference would be made, like, if they don't tell you exactly whether it's 1-foot, but how much of a height difference would there be from open to closed? Like, is it enough that we can make a good guess, do you think? Look at me, I'm almost tall as Torterra. Look at me, I'm shorter than Meganium. Meganium's so big. Why can't we ride Meganium? Oh my god, look at you, Hop Cyndaquil. There are so many Pokemon in this game. And all of them have so much character that every single time I host a new picnic, I am delighted to watch more Pokemon frolicking. Okay, so Chikorita is still... It doesn't make sense to me. Chikorita, gosh darn it, because you're so... But why is your size so weird? Oh, wait, do that again. Yeah. Did I catch it? Good night. Okay. Well, at the very least... So yeah, like in Scarlet Violet, you're saying they only tell you it's extra small or it's extra large. They don't tell you, like, the variation within normal-sized Pokemon. Is that kind of... Look at you go, you're so cute. Take a picture with me. Okay. Yeah, that is super annoying. I wonder, do I have... okay, first of all, I'm getting distracted. We're here for eggs. Take that. Take that. Take them all. And then we'll just fly in circles. Cool. Okay, now, can I get all of my little guys to line up, please? Hi. I was wondering about this last time. Dynamo, do you know if there's any way to even, like, not directly control, but, like, just direct your Pokemon a bit? Is there any technique I could be using to line them up that is not prayer? I mean, they fall asleep a lot. Otherwise, they do seem to run towards me for the most part. Like, you know, you just interact with them and you can get them lined up. But Look how tiny this Cyndaquil is. My goodness. Come, children. Get more lined up. Be friends. Yeah, the whole Gumi line. Yeah, but like, you know what? That's fair. You just sometimes seem to know things. It was worth asking. Okay. Oh, and you fall asleep. We were so close there. This darn chikorita. Okay. Okay. Everybody be cool. That was cute. And he's out. Did I get what I wanted? Let's see. So, for everybody's interest, Cyndaquil is 50 centimeters, which is 1 foot 8. Totodile, 60 centimeters, 2 foot tall. Chikorita, 87 centimeters, just shy of 3 feet tall. Does that seem like what we're seeing? Are my Pokemon actually the correct size? Oh wait, yeah, whistle. Huh, I forgot I had a whistle. These Pokemon may not be the... Ooh, hello. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I only wanted 3 of you. Does it seem like maybe this Cyndaquil is extra small and or this Totodile is extra large? Oh, I'm gonna have to go find that size lady. Do either of you know exactly where in Mesagoza I am looking for her? Whoops. And do I remember how to get there? Okay, so from my map, I just... Yeah. Yeah, yes? Oh my god, there's Pichu outbreaks everywhere. That sounds cute. Am I going west, east? I don't know if I've actually spoken to her before. There's a fountain by the Delibird store. Alright. I actually spent very little time in this town at all, despite how massive and cool it is. So I'm going to be running around, and I apologize if that's painful to... Oh, wait, you're literally right here? Oh, that was easy. Tell me about my Cyndaquil. It is a little guy. Oh, do I have the patience to go through and check everybody right now? Wow! It was an extra small Cyndaquil and an extra large Totodile. This is silly. This may be, like, it is the best game to use because there's so many Pokemon in it. But it's Is there another game I could use where the Pokemon sizes are more consistent? A good site smaller than average. Okay, but... Oh, this is so vague. Because this Charmander is a lot smaller than average. But my Cyndaquil is a little smaller than average. This is really frustrating. Oh my goodness. So... Can I... Like... Are there Pokemon that I can show her that she just says, this is a very average Pokemon? Is there such thing as an average Pokemon? A perfectly average Trico. The gold standard. Amazing. All right, thank you. Okay. Okay. How do we proceed? This is so much more complicated than I expected. Like I definitely okay, I knew that there was a chance that some would be off size. I didn't know there was such a range of variation with very little transparency. This makes all of my research bad research. Like that's all I can. It's okay, it's not precise to begin with because I'm only looking at them on a screen with the angle as best I can towards a trainer that I have an approximate height of. So maybe the ones that are a little bit bigger or smaller aren't significant. Maybe I only need to worry about the ones that are really different. Now, I thought I had swapped out a normal Charmander. In case I want to use Charmander again, I shouldn't use... I should be able to mass select Pokemon and then have her give me a breakdown. Just like a printout list. Oh, I have 2 tiny Charmander. That's the problem. Okay, well, let's take Mr. Only Slightly Bigger. I'm gonna swap you in. It's something. Yeah, I wonder if I should be playing Arceus right now. How many... Not many of the Pokemon that I'm interested in were in Arceus, I guess. I mean, there's a few. Like, I definitely used Arceus when I was looking into Spheal. It was excellent for my Spheal research. Well... Okay, so she said that all of these were only slightly different, I think. Whoops. I'm not talking to her right now. Well, I mean, I don't really have Pokemon Home. But I do have a lot of average size Pokemon. I have every Pokemon in Pokemon Go, basically. Yeah, so I think for now, maybe if they're only a little bit, it's not enough to totally skew everything I'm hoping to see. Let's look for... Let's see if we have any exceedingly average Gimmighoul. You're telling me that I only have one Gimmighoul? Well, that's wild. But but it is perfect. It is perfectly average. Okay, good stuff. So that should mean it's a foot, I think. Here's what we're gonna do. Just because I do want to feel like I accomplished something today. We're gonna see what Pokemon spawn. It has been so long since I've played the base game. Like, I've been in DLC zones forever, that I have no recollection of what actually spawns in this area. But there's got to be something that's about a foot tall. And if not, we'll throw another picnic. That's fine, because I know I have them. I know they exist. Froakie is 1 foot tall. Rowlet's the perfect little burb. So I still have more questions for this Chikorita. So I'll leave it in the party. We'll swap Gimmighoul in. How big is Flittle? Does it not have size at all in this dex? That's so silly. Like, at least tell me the Pokedex size. I guess because it's not the dex, it's the summary. But I still want to see it here. It's fastest to ask this Pokedex. Flittle it's gotta be one of those 20 centimeter Pokemon, I think. Yep. 8 inches. What about Snom? Sorry, I'm getting distracted now because when I open my phone, I just see other Pokemon. Ooh, Snom's big. Snom's a foot. Snom is a foot. Snom is that big. I gotta make Snom. I'll make a note of that. Everybody loves it. And it's bigger than you'd think. Okay, so I was gonna pull out Rowlet. I probably went the wrong way. Would you like to have a picnic with me? Oh, I'm just gonna talk to the Eevee. That's fine. You. Wait, no, you would just heal me. I want an actual picnic. I thought I could have a friend. Oh, I'm not allowed to have a picnic with her? That's crazy. Look at you bouncing about. I'm pretty sure. Like, it's gotta mean closed. You are just too excited, little Gimmighoul. Okay, asleep. Asleep means you're calm. That is more than a... What? What? I was told that this is the perfectly average Gimmighoul. This is a 100% average Gimmighoul. And it is going 2 feet up my 5'5" trainer's body. No way. What? I trust... Dynamo's a bit of a Gimmighoul enthusiast, so I trust what he says. And I remember chest form being a foot, but, I'm Googling it now to make sure we're not all crazy. Chest form 30 centimeters. Here's what I'm worried now is happening. The chest was never part of the Pokemon. The chest has never been measured. And 1 foot refers to how high up Gimmighoul sits inside. Okay, Rowlet, I'm gonna need you to touch down and sit beside this Gimmighoul right now. Come here. Come here, you. You're having fun. That's great. Why don't you fall asleep over by this other one? Oh, man. Well, someone needs to tell Dynamo about this. Oh, you know what I didn't do is ask how big my Rowlet is. Is it an average Rowlet? Like, okay, so here's some of the things that I'm using as reference. So my trainer is very similar in height to me, which is super cool and super convenient because the photos I take with her, I can do side by sides of like literally me with the Pokemon I make, and everything is to scale. So using this ruler and my own leg, I know. Hang on. That from the ground to her knee is about 1.5 feet. Like, we're being approximate here, but about 1.5 feet. Now, okay, see, so if Chikorita is 3 feet, it's definitely not to the top of the head, because that... We're flipping back. We're flipping back to the photo I just took. If Chikorita is 3 feet, it is not to the top of the head, because that is barely past the knee. It's maybe 2 feet tall from the ground to the head. So that means the leaf counts some amount. And I figured that maybe if you just extend the leaf tippy top, that's what they were talking about, which seems silly, but like adjacent to reasonable. But if you extend the leaf all the way straight, like based off of this, that goes up to the shoulder. That's easily 4 feet. And my Chikorita was, I believe, slightly above average. But not even 4 feet, like 4.5 almost. Yeah, about 4.5. That's too tall. So is there a whole foot, over a foot of variation in a slightly above average sized Chikorita? Actually, okay, maybe we're measuring to the tip of the leaf in its resting position. Like the peak height. Because that goes to about hip height, which should be about 3 feet. Interesting. So very silly. But I think I understand. Okay, well, we've cracked Chikorita. Gimmighoul. Do that again, little friend. Oh, you ran away. I mean, the nice thing is that even if I don't quite snag the screenshot I want, like, it doesn't, Pat. That's the thing. It makes the most sense if you're just going to stand a Chikorita there and measure it. But at least in my experience of doing this, of, like, doing Dex stuff, something like the leaf that moves as much as it does, something that is as inconsistent as the leaf. Like, yes, it has kind of a resting base position, but it is constantly moved around, usually doesn't count. Like ears, like Eevees that kind of hold different positions, or Pikachus, and you know, wings, like things that aren't fixed usually don't count. So I didn't see this coming, but it does seem to be the correct answer. Okay, Gimmighoul, Rowlet, time to be friends. Oh my god. Did you see that? Did you see that? I think they're the same height. I think Gimmighoul and Rowlet, like literally the Gimmighoul inside the chest, is at the same height as Rowlet. That is too funny. And yet another thing I never would have expected. It is a journey doing this stuff. The world needs to know. Are you ready? We're all gonna wake up together and it's gonna be startling. That's not the button I wanted. This is the button I wanted. Oh man. Man, oh man. So I don't know. We are standing on a hill. That doesn't help. That's so silly. Okay, I'm going to pack up my picnic. I'm going to double check with the kind lady what size my rowlet is. And then maybe we just go and hunt down. I want to see if I can find... Oh, I don't need a wild jump bluff. I can use my jump bluff and we'll go and we'll stand beside a hoppip. I want to see... Oh, do I have Vampy? Yay! Okay, so swap that out. And I guess we'll do Dawn Fan at the same time. These ones are weird because I don't know, they're a little bit unique in their shape. They don't stand up, so I would not expect to measure them nose to tail. But they seem too big to be measured just to the top of their heads. So we're gonna have a picnic and we're gonna see what we see. But we're gonna get into the habit of asking this nice lady every single time. Meow. Hello. Tell me about my rowlet, please. Okay. Okay, it is a giant rowlet. Which means that I guess Gimme Ghoul, yeah, that checks out for Gimme Ghoul because they were close, but the rowlet was seeming like maybe it was a bit bigger. But if it's an extra large rowlet, then that all checks out. Dynamo, you missed everything with Gimme Ghoul. And let me tell you, it was groundbreaking. I brought my chest form Gimme Ghoul out. We can do it again. What did I just ask you? Because I think I know now how it's measured. Vampy is extra big. Dang it. What's really crazy is just like how... That's probably fine. How few Pokemon are average. Like there's so much size variation that it's not even like some of them are big. It's like a lot of them are really big. Let's see how big my Froakie is as a reference. Because we were using Rowlet as our 30 centimeter Pokemon. But it turns out my Rowlet is giant. I'll go and I'll throw a picnic right now. Dang it. Everything's too big. Just give me an average 30 centimeter Pokemon, please. There are no other... oh yeah, any of... Oh. Wow. Okay, so she has even more range of size than I thought. How about Grookey? Okay, perfectly average Grookey. So, we're going to take Grookey. We're going to compare it to Gimmighoul. Ah. That's not how the alphabet works. Okay, so for just a little bit of your reference dynamo. So part of how I'm working is against the trainer. So the trainer that I have here is quite close to my own height based on like how she compares to a lot of Pokemon. Maybe a couple inches shorter. But my personal body is a pretty good reference to her body. So when I can measure parts of myself. So I know that going from any Pokemon that comes like off the ground up to about her knee level is about 1.5 foot tall. 1.5 foot tall. Because that's approximately how long my shins are. So that's one of our first reference points. And then of course other Pokemon are other... I'm sorry, is there a meteor shower? I didn't know that could happen. Cool. I present to you a perfectly average sized Gimmighoul, according to the lady. So what we learned is that the chest is far too massive to be a perfectly average sized 1 foot Gimmighoul. But if you look, and let's see if we can get him beside Grookey nicely, that where the Gimmighoul sits inside his treasure hoard seems to be... Oh my god, I keep using the wrong screenshot button because that's not a screenshot button. It looks to me like it's about 1 foot to the top of Gimmighoul's head. Is that not this like the least expected way to possibly measure this? Yeah, it's the same height as Grookey. Oh my gosh. That's so silly. Thank you for bringing this up. This feels like a fun one to make content about. But yeah, I was way off too, like, because I was also planning to make a life-size chest form at some point. And would not have done it like that. Not a chance. You silly Pokemon. Anyways, while we're here, we can look at Donphan. Yeah, because that means that the chest itself is like at least 2 feet, I think. Maybe more. Especially if you wanted it to be open. Like, the way it does. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, you're tall. I think Donphan's bigger than I thought it was. Um, 3'7". 3'7". And this was a pretty average, like slightly larger Donphan, I think they said. Hmm. I'm gonna have to find myself an average Donphan to be sure. But I think it is just measured from the ground up to the tallest point. And it's bigger than I thought. Like, I thought Donphan was kind of a little guy as well. Yeah, see the thing, Dynamo, I've been trying to put a definition together of how Pokemon are measured. Like, is there a single kind of like, if not a rule, at least like a mission statement almost. Like, you cannot consistently say that they are measured like from the ground to their tallest point. You cannot consistently say that they're measured at their longest dimension. But I was trying to find if there's something you could say, and I was toying with something around the area of like, they are measured in the most descriptive way. So often it's the most intuitive. Not always. Clearly not always. But something along that lines of like, they are measured in the way such that it is the most informative to the recipient of that information. I have a couple of like Magnemite is also an exception to that rule. Magnemite is how do I ride my darn horse? Magnemite's wingspan is bigger than its measured height. So there's a few that do seem to skirt. Like, longest dimension would also have made a lot of sense. But yeah, like it did seem like a lot of times it's like, well, maybe it like I want to say that whatever the Pokédex tells you the height is the number that should most accurately help you picture it, I guess. But then I come across cases like this where I'm like, straight up no. That's not not accurate. And so what that tells me is that Gimmighoul's chest, despite having a chest form, kind of implying that the chest is part of the Pokemon, Gimmighoul is another like trickster Pokemon that uses something that is not part of its body to pretend it has height, like Mimikyu. Because Mimikyu appears much bigger than it actually is because it's hiding in a disguise. Comfey appears much bigger than it is because it's like holding a whole wreath. And apparently Gimmighoul is one of those. Yeah, Pat, the only Phanpy I have was too huge for me to use, but maybe I'll go and find one. I'll find where the Phanpy live. Oh gosh. What is the number? Can I search? I can alphabetize. That's what I can do. I can search shortest to tallest? Heck yeah. I forgot I could do that. So many chests were stolen. Okay, so it's everywhere here. It's not the most helpful, but... Yeah, that was... Oh, you stupid map. Do I want to be in the desert? That makes sense. Let's check the desert. Because that's where Iron Treads lives. Well, this is not where I thought today's stream was going to go, but we've all learned something for sure. So this means Gimmighoul. So yeah, like when you are hunting for the coins and you see them, they're basically in their roaming form. Are Pichu... Wait. See, Dynamo, this is why I have a problem with Pokemon Home. Because okay, so I just got a screenshot of Pokemon's Home silhouette comparison of different Pokemon. But what that shows is that, like, it's showing a silhouette that's too big, but it is showing that the height of the Gimmighoul inside, like the roaming kind of form Gimmighoul inside its chest, is on par with Cleffa's height. It's just the silhouette that should, but because that is the Pokemon's art, they couldn't like change it. I think they were they trapped themselves in a corner when it came to Pokemon Home. This is so silly. Because they couldn't change the image, so they had to scale it in a very misleading way to be accurate to how it would look in an overworld or compared to other Pokemon. Yeah, we're taking this a lot more seriously than they do. That is highly accurate. And this was my problem with Pokemon Go, or sorry, Pokemon Home. Like, I don't use it a lot, but the few times I have used it, it uses like exactly what the Pokemon's one art is. Like, that's it. Dip below the horizon, like as if it's swimming. Oh, because it's at an angle. They're doing their best to show it level. I see what you're saying. Yeah, but they face different directions and they yeah. Oh yeah, if you're a trader, that can definitely be useful. I think Dynamo does a lot of that. Like, you use Home as like an intermediary spot too if you need to go between games. I just so seldom do that. Yeah, that's crazy that it looks like they're counting the strap off the chest as the lowest. And it's the inconsistencies that are so wild that, like you're saying, like they do it for, like, if the whole app were just kind of lazy, right? Like, if they're like, just whatever the image is, use a silhouette and it's fine. But no, they care sometimes and not others. It's like you can see the different employees' work shining through or something. Oh, come now, YouTube. Don't be silly. What just happened? Excellent connection. Are we back? I don't really know what happened there, but it says it's better on my end. Okay. Okay. Hello. I think everything is fine. Maybe. I have so many babies. No. Let's get these out of my inventory before they start to evolve. I have played Diamond extensively. PS99 Gamer, welcome. I have never played it on stream, and I haven't played it in many years. But Diamond Pearl was the game that I most devoted myself to. Diamond and Pearl was the game that I played all the way through and then tried to work on my decks and then... oh wait, I do want to evolve that one. I actually played it at like in a league with other people sometimes. Yay! Yeah, I had to reset my stream. Not sure what happened, but glad that things are good now. Yeah, so for a long time, like, I would say Sinnoh is my favorite generation. Although, we got some good ones now. I played tons and tons of Diamond, and then I was, like, busy with life stuff, because that was when I started to get into high school and then university, and didn't, like, really truly devote myself to a Pokemon game again until maybe Violet here. And, like, Arceus as well. And things in between, like Pokemon Snap. But yeah, there was no other generation of mainline Pokemon game that I really felt a connection to like Diamond. Until now. So yes, that answers your question. I love Pokemon Diamond and I love Gen 4. But I also really love Violet and Gen. Is this 9? 9? Yeah. Right, so I want to know how big my new Phanpy is. And we're just going to collect Phanpys in our inventory, like in our party, and then go and ask. I'm not good at the alphabet. H is above this. There you are. Are you the big one? Or are you the new one? And I can just take a picture beside you. So the thing about Poffins, no matter how much I love Sinnoh, I never really messed with Poffins. And I don't know as much about them as you'd think. But I would still love to make some, because that was incredibly cool. Poffins were for, like, competing. Who's competitive in Pokemon? That's crazy. Okay, so Phanpy. I said Donphan was 3'7", right? That sounds right. Phanpy is 1'8". 50 centimeters. Does that check out? Silicobra, I think I understand. Cacnea, I understand. Give me one more vampy. Orthworm. Hello, little elephant. Yeah, I think that checks out that Vampy is just measured ground up. No trunk shenanigans. And Donphan is just big. That's fine. Who else did I want to look at? Oh, we have Spritzy in this game, right? I think. Pretty sure. Y'all, it is crazy how big Larvesta is. And I think, like, I should have known how big Larvesta was because the Pokemon Company did actually make that life-size plushie already. And still, oh, okay. I am always astounded. Yeah, contests. Contests are too competitive. I liked contests. I want to say it was actually Hoenn was the only time that I really did them, maybe. Although, yeah, probably. Maybe I should do more. I hated contests in Shining, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Diamond. I actually forget which one was which. Were you planning to start your Gimme Ghoul? Was that the plan? Why it was on your mind? Oh. But I don't want to fight you. I just wanted a picture of you. Picture with you. Oh, no? We don't have it? That's a bummer. Because I have questions about it. I don't know if Spritzy's little hair tuft counts towards its height. Okay, I think I understand Bramlin, but let's take a picture. Oh yeah, I was just gonna check. I've completed every Pokedex except for Kitakami, so if I have it, like, if it's in the game, I have it, is what I'm trying to say. If it's not, then it's not. P comes after O. Yeah. Dang. Dangity dang. Oh well. Spoink. I think I understand Spoink, but let's pull one out because I have that on my list. I'm sorry, what? Oh, because it's in my decks, just not in my boxes. Oh. Well, I am either sorry to have ruined your day or you're welcome for saving you from making a mistake. Because you would have looked so silly going around calling it life-sized in a logical assumption. But yeah, if you, it doesn't, yeah, I guess it doesn't need to be, like, the other thing, you could just make, like, a canonical extra small chest-sized. That's fine. What was I just braining? Spoink. I have to go and find a Spoink. Because I don't have one. Spoink. Show me your habitat. Bounce Pokemon. Okay, yeah, we can fly there. Just kind of southeast of the center. Yeah, this is the area. Ooh, there's a cloth outbreak. saved your whole life. Yeah, so I'm realizing I might need to... So I played about half-ish of Pokemon Shield. That was it was a classic blunder, where my partner and I got one copy of the game, and we're like, yeah, we'll just play together. And then inevitably, one person really wanted to play when the other one wasn't around. And even when you do it like that, when you play together, like both people want to play, and even if you watch the whole game, it doesn't always feel like you've totally played it. So anyways, I kind of played Shield, but I didn't get as attached to it, I would say, because of that choice that we made. And I sometimes have a tendency to forget about it, and I forgot that you could have, what did they call it? It wasn't picnics, but it was like camping with your Pokemon. And so I don't have a great concept of who all was in the Galar decks, but I might need to start do a couple streams of Sword or Shield to find Pokemon that maybe were in that game that were not in this game. Otherwise, yeah, it'll just be... I'll have to get into... I can do some Pokemon Home shenanigans. I don't really want to, like, actually get the subscription for it. I just don't think I'll use it, like, enough. But you can have 30 Pokemon or something for free. And I have so many Pokemon that I don't need in... Especially Pokemon Go. That I can transfer things in and then just release them and get what I need to see. Because as long as it's in the decks, you can do the size comparison. You don't need to have the living decks in home. Do I need to throw a picnic for psychic types? Where are them spoinks at? There was a lot about Gen 8 that I really liked. There was some stuff that was very silly. I think the entire... Oh yeah, I never played any of the Shield DLC, which I think... Like, yeah, I heard good things about. We have... Like, one of us, at least, beat the game. I don't remember who was, like, holding the controller at the end of the base game, but we did complete the story. But I could play some DLC. Man, it'll be so embarrassing playing a Pokemon game on stream for real. This is fine. This is just hanging out and catching Pokemon and photographing Pokemon. But if I streamed actually playing a game, then the whole internet would see how bad I am at battling. I gotta go farther north. Like, really, you'd think that somebody who has spent the entirety of her life playing Pokemon, and I do mean that, it's a very small exaggeration. I started when I was like 4. You'd think I would have full type charts memorized by now. And yet... I just have a bad habit, like, it's not even a habit, I guess, it's the way my brain works, that I have, I think pretty well every type, like, interaction, that, I just know it in my bones. I can be like, yeah, I know that steel and poison interact. but how? And then if I think about it like that one, I'm pretty confident in saying that steel is immune to poison. I think. Now that I say it out loud, I'm doubting myself a little bit. But like, there's a lot like that where I'm like, I know that fighting and flying is a thing. And then sometimes I just try and test it out and it turns out I had it backwards. But... oh yeah, that makes sense. It's I mean, it depends on how big of a Pokemon fan you are. I can see the Switch, like it might not be worth buying a Switch just to play Sword and Shield. But yeah, like now that you have one, I assume you could pick up a copy of Gen 8 somewhere for, you know, not outrageous. Okay, so the question was Spoink. Now it'll never stop moving and that's okay. I don't want it to stop moving. I'm not here to kill Spoink. But I don't think the ball on its head counts towards its height. That's what we're actually investigating in this moment. I don't think it counts. Now, what would have been really smart of me is as I wrote down my list of Pokemon that I was curious about, I should have actually written their heights beside them. Spoink. 2'4". Does that check out? Yeah, I think that checks out. Oh my god, that is not the screenshot button. See, 30 to 40 bucks, that's fine. Oh, you know what? Let's just catch it. That's a much kinder thing to do. That's a Clamperl Pearl? Oh my god, where did you learn that? I never knew that. Is that in the Dex? Is that its Dex entry? That's so fun. Then of course it doesn't count. That's not even its own thing. It's a Spoink Pearl now. Yeah, see, that's the only Pokedex entry I'm familiar with. So, 2'4" seems to be the way that its tail is coiled. I don't know if it can uncoil. I mean, I'm sure... I'm worried to say that you can uncoil it, because you can uncoil any spring. But it's usually irreparable. Hey, the funny guy. We are currently hunting. We're looking for Spoink. I found one, but I've had a lot of... I'm going to call it bad luck today of all the Pokemon that I find that I specifically want to use as size references have all been like extra large and extra small. So I wanted to hunt a couple more just for safety of hoping one of them is pretty average. And then we need a Tarantula, which I at least have one of, but again, we need to double check sizes. Oh, at what degree of coiled? Right, that's a good question. Yeah, so we're considering how, like, yeah, it's nobody actually knows. I was going off of trying to gauge when it is in contact with the ground, which even that, there is compression at different stages of in contact with the ground, but it happens in the span of like a few frames. So yeah, probably at like, I don't know. You ask the hard questions. All right, if I don't see, I'll do like one more kind of lap around. I'll go a little farther up. If I don't see another one, we'll move on. And yeah, Araquanid, there are so many of in the DLC. I see them all the time. And then I realized that actually I should have been taking pictures of them all along. Oh, it's a Dunsparce. Let's go see the Dunsparce. Hello. I would like... Oh, you dipped. I just wanted a photo. I have never seen that before. I've never seen a Dunsparce burrow away from me. That was fun. There's another Spoink. Okay. How close can we get without getting in a battle? They don't actually compress that much as you might think they should. I mean, definitely some. They just kind of like jiggle back and forth. I think you can kind of see, so like they stretch and then they shrink. So there's like a point at the peak of its jump where I think that's neutral. That's my guess. That's my... No, I didn't want to battle you. Now compared to a Donphan. Any hoodles, we'll just catch it. Nope. Alright, let's go and find... Oh, how many Dreepy do I have? I remember there's an area... Oh, I'm not going to remember where the area is, but there was an area with a bunch of them that had a bunch of mass outbreaks that I would regularly walk by. So we must have... I'll just go there. Dragapult. Yeah. How many of you do I have in my possession? I have 2 Dreepy. But okay, you know what? Yeah, instead of pulling them out, let's just see if we can find on the map where... You know, maybe I should have a real team. All these poor Pokemon that I'm just catching for, like, the Pokedex, and now they're having to get into battles by accident. Go back. Are there any other Pokemon on your mind, chat? Anything else that you've been wondering about? Actually. You. Show me your habitat. Oh my god, it's everywhere. That does not tell me. Where was I seeing them? It was rocky. There was water. Gosh, it's been so long since I played base game. Was it... Rarely seen, you say. Somebody help my brain. What comes between Dreepy and Dragapult? What is your teenager called? Draculac. Okay. This must be where... It must be that top left corner. That's where I was seeing them. Because there was always a Draculac with them. Cool. Off we go. I don't know about this island. I don't think I was... Maybe I was here. That sounds about right. Okay. Comfy soul body sphere. Yeah. Yeah, that is my understanding. I did take pictures with some comfy. Because... Here, let's look at them. It is much bigger, the whole wreath. This is a lot of pictures of Pokemon. Yeah, so that's like the full Pokemon. And as much as you can use your imagination to like Comfy, the sphere itself seems to be about the size of the trainer's hand, which is like loosely fist kind of situation, which like wrist to knuckles on me is 4 inches. So I think that checks out. Like, I think this image would support that statement that the whole body sphere is 4 inches. Yes. I mean, it definitely gets tricky. Is there a way to zoom? No. With like its whole, are you calling it hair, headpiece situation? It gets very fancy. And it definitely adds a bit of height, but that's the kind of gray area you have to live with. I could pull one out and take a selfie with it, actually. That'd be fun. And does this look like where I remember seeing my dragons? It does. Yeah, I was thinking Dynamo would be fun to try and pull out all of the smallest Pokemon and compare them. What pieces of them are equivalent to each other, like where those 10 centimeters are measured. Hello, little one. Aren't you cute? I can't get up on... Oh, that's a gulpin. I can't get up on the rock with you, but... we don't need to fight you. Anyways, hello. Is this a... That's a wild Vaporeon. And is very frightened of me. Come back, Vaporeon. I want a photo with you. Because the evolutions are another one that I find a little bit tricksy. Oh, don't run off the cliff. You look small, though. You look little. I mean you no harm. See, we chill. Are you a tiny Vaporeon? Oh, no, don't do that. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to look at you. And I threw a Pokemon at you. That was mean of me. That was right trigger instead of left trigger. No, not the Tropius. Does that mean you have a mark? What was that? Question mark. I guess I will catch you after all. I'm sorry for all the lies. Can I catch a level 52 Pokemon with the team I have right now? Oh, okay, apparently I can. That's good. Wow! You know, that's just not necessary right now. I totally forgot already that I could check their size before catching them. .3'3". But is it though? Well, it is, because it didn't show me it was tiny. I'm going to give you a question mark because you had a question mark. Yeah, let's add it to the party and investigate it. I don't need my Fampies. Tell me about yourself. It's alert to sounds. Current ribbon or mark. Assign a ribbon or mark. Smiley mark. Does someone want to explain to me what marks are? I'm so confused by them. And people talk about like hunting them, like you want to have them because they're cool, I guess. Like I don't understand them. Nothing has happened when I click. Oh, okay, now it has the ribbon or mark, smiley mark. And now it's got a title. And I just don't know what any of it means. Is it just for funsies? Is it just another little layer of collectathon baked in? Does it do anything? That's what Sylveon is too. So, like, do certain Pokemon... Like, it's not like my Vaporeon that I just caught is special. It's just, like, a Vaporeon thing? Or, sorry, you mean the height. The 3'3". Yes, a lot of the evolutions are the same. I think Umbreon is bigger. And maybe... Is it Glaceon is the smallest? But does that make sense? Come back. Come back. Just stand by me. Just be chill. Just be chill. If you measure to like the tip of its fins, maybe that checks out. Again, we're looking at like hip height. I think it's way too long. Well, certainly you can't count the tail. Is it 3 foot long? Just body? I think I measured my Umbreon wrong. Maybe. Or this is still a little guy. I don't know. I thought the evolutions were measured to the tops of their heads. I didn't think that fins and ears counted. So either this Vaporeon is small or I was wrong. I just... There's so many rules and so many exceptions, and every single Pokemon needs to be checked and double checked. I tell you, it's hard. It's hard out there being a Pokemon researcher. Alright, where them Dreepies? That's what we're here for. It's nighttime. They probably like that, right? Wish I could remember. It was near the bridge, I think. It was near a bridge. That's the thing. Oh, cute. I like it when families are together. I don't like splitting them up though, so I can never catch Pokemon from out of a family. I only take in orphans. Oh, is Leafeon, hello? Leafeon bulky? I always thought of, well, obviously Umbreon, and then Sylveon is pretty buff. But if you tell me that Leafeon has a good defense stat, that endears it to me. Dreepy, I would like to find one of you that's not in the water. Hopefully you're all up here, maybe. Because it's hard for me to get my face near you when I'm on a boat. Hello, Meowth. Gosh, it's wild to think that I was so familiar with this whole map. And now the whole thing is unfamiliar. Why? Hey, gimme ghoul. Hey, gimme ghoul. No, over here, silly. Yeah, you gotta catch them all. Okay, I am near that cave system. Okay, I think this might be where I'm used to see the Dreepy. If they're not here, we pull out our own. And we hope the sizes are average. Maybe I pull out both of them. That helps. That's a scyther. All the scyther, none of the Dreepy. Now the other interesting thing about ghosts, I don't know if they ever really like played with this in game, like if it's ever actually come up, but because they're ghosts, they're like incorporeal, right? So does that mean their size doesn't matter? So they don't really have like a real size. You're so silly sitting on the ground like that. Don't you know you can fly? Oh look, Fampy everywhere. They were here all along. Okay, I'm gonna pull out. We've got. I feel okay about the photos we've got of Spoink and Vampy and even Gimme Ghoul. So let's grab. Jumpluff and Hoppip. I wonder if I could get them side by side. That's another fun one that I discovered recently. Because they are the same size. But not. Get the Dreepy. And maybe because we know that they get like loaded into Dragapult, I think we should pull one of those out. And then we can grab Jack Loak, just have the whole family together. Oh, I don't have one, but I do have two Dreepy. Okay, so the size in question. Like, Dragapult must be so big to fit Dreepy. Dreepy is 50 centimeters. That has to be length. Like, it has to be counted like a snake Pokemon. Because that's too much. But, like, look at... That's not... They're not... No way! They're too small to fit in there. That is not a 50 centimeter loaded... I mean, I guess if their tails go back into the tippy points, which they... Oh, that's so fun that you can see that. No, don't run away. We're doing science with you. That's really kind of cool. That's really kind of very cool. Stop moving. So do I buy that? Maybe. Depends how big my head is. It's probably fine. So we've got 50 centimeters to 4'7" for Draculac. And Dragapult itself 3 meters. It's 9'10". Which means we count its tail. Why do we count its tail? What are the rules? Because a lot of Pokemon, we don't count their tails. Like Vaporeon, for example. Where's the Draculac? Okay, so you, little Dreepy. You're such a cute little baby. Hello? Oh, hello. I was trying to talk to your child. Do they look the same size? Like, does this one here actually look like it matches the ones loaded? I think it does. So that's good. That's a good start. You are longer than my head. Where is your... Oh, right. We don't have a Draculac. That was a whole thing. So, Vaporeon and Spoink. Well, now I need to see that middle evolution. I need to see it. Oh, my point was that looking if the Dreepy seemed to be the same size. And I do think they seem to be about the same size. So let's evolve the little one. Oh yeah, does Dreepy evolve just from level? No? Or just not at that level? At what level? At what level do you evolve? Level 50. I'm in such a habit of trying to get all of my starter Pokemon evolved. They evolve at low levels, but you catch them at high levels because they're from the DLC. So I've been just taking like the lowest level one I can find to try and evolve it. But that system does not work for late game dragon types. Different rules. Oh, I named you Dree. That probably means that I accidentally said yes, give it a nickname when I didn't mean to. Okay. It's so funny. Such funny design. Like, I get... Oh, that's a really good comparison shot. But you get baked in comparison shots because there's always a Dreepy on its head. So this is what I find so funny, that the design of a Pokemon like constitutes the attachment of another Pokemon. There are other Pokemon that have interactions, obviously. And I guess you could kind of make that case for Slowbro, although I will say that it doesn't look like a Shelder anymore. And it's implied that they fused, right? Like, they're not two separate Pokemon anymore. They come together to become a Slowbro. This is literally just, like, an actual Dreepy. Like, it's just a basic Pokemon that he carries around, like, that, as in terms of lore, at least. But, like... they cannot be disconnected, and you cannot, like, you don't own that Dreepy. Where did that Dreepy come from, actually? Because I had a Dreepy, but my Dreepy became the Draculac, and the moment it did, it instantaneously had a new Pokemon with it. How's that? 4'7". 4'7". So we count your tail as well. We count your tail. And your Dreepy looks smaller than my Dreepy. You never noticed that? No, you ruined the shot, Miraidon. It was perfect. You ruined it. Waiting for them to line themselves up again. Oh my god! I bopped. The little Dreepy comes off its head when you startle it. Well, that was fun. Let's line this up. We'll try it one more time, because now I know that happens. Whole family gets startled. Maybe they're the same. I know one is slightly closer to the camera here, but like barely. They're pretty lined up. And definitely the one on Draculac is slightly smaller. But who's to say that mine is not a large Dreepy, as is common. Okay. I feel good about those photos. Let's do... I have one more set on my personal list that I wanted to see about. And that is... Tarantula. Because I don't know how the its ball of string interacts with its height. I don't even have a guess at this point. It's been too weird of a day. And then also the same is true for Rabasca and Roller. What's its pre-evolution called? Relor. Yeah. I have a hunch for these ones, but we gotta figure it out. So I don't have a Relor, but they are all over the place in the DLC. So maybe we go get one. And also, why not a Spidops for good measure? Keep the lines. Alphabets. There you are. Okay, so we fly to... Where are they? They're around here. We fly to this spot. We catch our Relor. And... Oh, my Turtwig is fainted. That's why it's not leveling up. I don't need the Vaporeon, so I'll just put it back. And that way when I catch my Rellor, it'll go to my party. And the same with Araquanid. We'll go and do that while we're here, because there's a bajillion of those around the world. There's a little spot at the base of a waterfall where they really gather. How do we feel, chat, about the day-night cycles in the terrarium? And the different spawns that happen. I think it's kind of cool in principle. Like, I know there's always been Pokemon that spawn at certain times of day. And that was like one of the coolest things that happened in Gen 2. The fact that they added the real-time clock and they added all of this. Like, it was neat. I really liked that in a sense. But also, can I call it frustrating? You know? Like, especially when it's the day-night cycle is tied to real time, you know? You can make a point of playing at a certain time of day. It's like Animal Crossing, right? You know, you just set your own little reminders and you go, oh, I have to play this evening. And then when you do, it's evening and it's all in good fun. I'm turned around. Yeah, but I was just that when you're in a terrarium like this, like the whole point is that it's artificial. And so tying it to a real day-night cycle, I guess, didn't make sense, was the idea. So they made an artificial one, which is fine. You seem normal-sized. I need a normal-sized Rowlet. Yeah, so it didn't seem to work in something artificial, so they incorporated artificial day-night cycles. Which also makes it more approachable, I guess. Like, you can adjust the time of day in your bed, I think. Like, if you just go back to your dorm room, you can sleep until nighttime or whatever. But also, if you're just playing for hours at a time, if you're just playing a long stretch of gameplay, you go through so many day-night cycles. And sometimes you don't want to, is all I'm trying to say. Sometimes I'm just trying to hunt certain Pokemon, but I can't because it's nighttime. And it's really annoying to go all the way back to my dorm room just to sleep until morning. You can just wait it out. But then you're waiting. You're sitting and waiting instead of catching the Pokemon you wanted. I don't know. I have mixed feelings, so I'm just curious. Yeah, you agree. Also a bit of a mix there for you, Pat. Yeah. I don't know what the right call would be. I almost feel like because we know it's artificial, because there's like plot built in for the fact that they have made this happen. Well, okay. I had a thought, and then I realized it was very main character syndrome-y. But, like, sure, there are other people in this terrarium, but I'm the important person in this terrarium. So if it's almost like they could have a setting where it's like, do you want to have natural day-night cycles, toggle on-off, or do you just want to have a spot, like, in the center square where you can, like, set the time of day? And it just stays that time of day until you change it again. That'd be kind of cool. When you're, like, specifically when you're trying to hunt and fill out your decks and stuff, you know? Okay, when I wanted to find... I think it was Sobble in this area. When I wanted to find Sobble, all I saw was Rellor. And now here I am, hunting Rellor. No dice. I just need one. Okay, one that's normal sized. Let's be a little more specific. Oh, maybe it was down here in the swamps where you find Sobble. You're a sandile. You're awfully cute though. Do I have photos with a sandile? I'm pretty confident about this one. But it's always good to have photos. He's an aggressive little sandile. And I forgot to actually look up. I wanted to see Tarantula. I didn't look up Tarantula's height. Hello, Snivy. Put, I guess Rowlet up front, because Rowlet's the strongest. Still nothing, huh? Should I have a picnic? Should I have a bug picnic? Because I am getting hungry. It's been a couple hours, so I think this might be the last picnic I throw with Relor and Rabska and all of them. But I do need to find it first. Oh yeah, the weather is a real pain. That one's really frustrating. I agree. Sandile is an excellent Pokemon. Super cute. Gets tough and cool. Thump 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 thump. Little gator. There we go. That's a good shot because you can see that it's in line with. It's like the same height as Rowlet. That's all I needed to know. Because Sandile is one that I'm quite confident is measured nose to tail. Uncommon. Though it may be. And that's just because it stands up. It's because when you're measuring crocodile, you measure it ground to head, but that's like length, so it's a whole thing. Always is. Please evolve, Turtwig. Yeah! And I'll look up. Oh my goodness. Tarantula. Is that not how you spell that? Tarantula? Oh, it's a 1 foot. Oh no. Don't do that, friend. Sorry. I don't usually like to interrupt evolutions because I feel bad, but please don't do that. Cool. Let's just check that I am in the right area for Relor. Actually, it would be cool I think I should need to have a picnic of all the evolutions at some point. Look at them side by side. I'll need to find normal sized ones of them, which there's a whole thing. Maybe we'll do that next time. Maybe I'll do weekly streams. I was gonna do yesterday. I think I like the idea of Friday streams. But I ended up getting called in to to do some substitute work, and did that instead of streaming, which is fine. I had a good time. It was a good day. But usually my Fridays are free, so we'll try and keep that in mind. And now my brain has stalled, so I'm looking for where Relor spawns. Oh, and then Araquanid, which I'm sure I have myself an Araquanid somewhere. One of the... I don't, like, it's not a gross Pokemon by any means. I kind of like it. And it's not quite, like, maybe scary is the word I want. It's just, it's like a very heebie-jeebie kind of Pokemon. It's spooky in its way. It's very... very bug. Hello, Rufflet. Oh, Rain Dance. Like, you thought if you used Rain Dance in battle, it might just stay rainy. That would have been cool. I mean, it's kind of like day-night. It does seem that, like, at least the weather is somewhat frequent. Like, it does seem to change weather often-ish. Every single time I've played, I've ended up in rain at some point. But, yeah, it's pretty frustrating to just wait around for it. Why do I have beast balls? Like, what am I going to do with those? Is that for later? Are there ultra beasts that I don't know about already in this game? What's going on with the beast balls? And here I am just assuming it'll be early in the decks because I feel like it's arranged Savannah first. Cool. Okay, so it's only that top corner. Is that where I am? I mean, yeah, that's where I am. I feel like I saw it often right near the border. Hello? Hello. All I had to do was look it up. And here you are for me. No, not the Tauros. No! Ah, such an aggro Pokemon. Never cared for Tauros. It just seems like a mean Pokemon. It's so aggressive. I don't consider it cute. And I like Pokemon to be cute. You hurt my owl. Yeah, if you really want it, like, if you want to start building a team and it's that, and like that's the roadblock is that you have to wait around for that. That's pretty lame. Oh, look at me! I'm using a Rabska to catch a Relor. Alright, now we can do our final picnic. I forgot to check what size it was. There was another Relor right behind me. Right. Experience happens. Rules, walls, energy need to evolve, matures. Eventually, the time comes for it to evolve. So, Relor is 8 inches, 20 centimeters. Which makes it the second smallest category. Where was that other one? There was one right behind me. Did it disappear? You there. Okay, this one's definitely normal sized, so I'll just go ahead and catch this, just in case the other one wasn't. See, I don't care about competitive. Was Tauros really that good? Because that's the other thing, is that it's not like, I do think that as a casual player, particularly as a child, because I played Gen 1 as a child, you really overlook normal types. Normal types do not seem important. They do not seem strong. And I know that that's a little bit, naive or childish or whatever. There are some good normal types out there if you build them right, or, they serve a purpose. I do really like a few, well, I think a lot of my favorite normal types are actually fairies now. But Wigglytuff OP is all I'm trying to say here. Okay, so I'm just going to heal the Rowlet so that it can be at the picnic with us. Yay! Alright. So, Rabska. You float, which is a little bit annoying. Just makes it slightly harder for me to judge your size based off of, like, my character body. If Rowlet wants to swing by. Okay, alright, yeah. Interesting. Now, that checks out. Okay, so, like, as you would expect, I think, Rellor is 20 centimeters. It does not, like, that's the bug itself. That's not the ball of poop it's rolling up. Now it looks like, okay, cool. Rowlet, come back here. Because with Tarantula, yeah, its string does not seem to count, but its, like, extendo legs kind of goes up and down. So it needs to be at its, like, tall extended height, and then it's just up to its body, like its head there. That's its 3 or 30 centimeter height. I thought I might spook you, but I didn't. Yeah, stand together. Ah, there's too many of you. You're all getting in the same spot. Wow. So, like, out of curiosity, Pat, do you mean, like, literally in Gen 1, like, when people were competitive battling with their link cables in the 90s and early 2000s, like, that's when it was good? Or, like, okay, so I'll take that back. People can still play on the Gen 1 engine. But I guess, like, even in like, Leaf Green and Fire Red, like, this is only when we're playing with the Gen 1 decks, I guess is what I'm getting at, right? Like, it's not still useful today in regular battle, because I can't say I've ever watched any competitive from that generation or that era. I've only really seen newer generations of competitive. But there is a huge, I'm sure, ROM scene. Like, people definitely still play the older games, even though they're not, like, literally playing with link cables anymore. I just need to look up Rabska's size, and then we can get our final comparisons. And I guess also, aren't you, or arachnid. Yeah, okay, so cool. Rabska is barely bigger than Rellor. It is 1 foot. So it is the same height as Tarantula and Rowlet. That's the idea. And what I wanted to try and judge was, that's obviously, very obviously, just the bug. Again, not the whole orb. So the whole orb does not count. But it's theorized. You see the circle inside? Oh, Pokemon Showdown. Yeah, okay, gotcha. So I think it's part of the dex entry, maybe, that people think that the real Pokemon is actually inside the orb. And you can kind of see a little circle in there. And is that circle 1 foot? That's the question. So we'll get really nicely lined. Okay, Miraidon ruining the shot again. Not that it matters because it ran away. Rowlet sleeping while flying. Power move. So if I can get a nice shot lined up here of me beside it, ruining everything, you Pokemon and your movement. My gosh. I might have the image I need. Okay, so last one here, Araquanid, is 5'11". And so what I was thinking was that there must be something kind of going on with like leg span measurements, but I think actually we're just measuring to the top of its would you call those knees? I want to call them knees. That would be 5'11", which is pretty cool. Okay. So it doesn't matter leg span. So this is kind of like Metagross, which tracks because they're such similar body like builds. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm reading chat. Fire Red, Leaf Green is the Gen 3 meta. Gotcha. Yeah, I forgot how those worked. So that had like the Gen 3 Pokemon because it was played generation. I gotcha. So yeah, this is more of a Pokemon Showdown situation. All right, cool. Yeah, so Araquanid, same build as Metagross, like lower hanging head, big tall legs with this particular shape of like, I'm calling them knees, are the highest point. So that's interesting. You're a cute little ball. So yeah, Rabsca is... Are you asleep? Yeah, now I can get my shot. And then I'll just do reference to, you know, maybe I'll make a thumbnail one of these days that's just me holding a ruler up to my face. Because that's useful information. I think it's like 8 or 10 inches. Yeah, it's around 8 inches for a head. So like when I can use my trainer's head, it's about 2/3 of a foot. So, you know, does that ball, does it measure up to the same height as my trainer? I will actually take a measuring tool to my screenshots at some point. But yeah, just the body of Rabsca. Like, we're not counting legs and stuff, just the body itself. That's probably about a foot. That makes sense. Interesting. Okay, cool. So, we did not end up doing as much starter Pokemon photography as I thought we might, because it turned out their sizes were all over the dang place. But I'm pretty happy with what we did do. I've got a lot of new notes here. How we measure Araquanid, Donphan, Spoink, Dreepy, Tarantula, Rabsca. We got Gimmighoul. That was a gem of a discovery for sure. Now I'm gonna say that we can meet back here. We can meet back here every weekend. So maybe next Friday we'll do the evolutions, and I'll try and do more starter size control. And we'll do our mini Pokemon all together. Because that'll be fun. I like seeing all the tiniest ones together. And you know what? Here I am doing basically an outro. But I would love to get a photo with... tomorrow is Dynamo Community Day. For those who may or may not play Pokemon Go. At the time of filming this, on July 20th, it is going to be Community Day tomorrow. And I will be making some Dynamo. Definitely Definitely a few life-size ones, because it's such a small Pokemon. Also maybe some extra mini ones, because I typically give out a couple plushies on community days. But all of this to say, I will have life-size Tynamo made by tomorrow. And I love doing side-by-side posts of screenshots and photos. Like I did that with, I took some shots. Okay, start from the beginning. I made a life-size Spheal a while back. That was like a year and a half ago. No, year ago? Anyways, made a life-size Spheal, which was really fun. And I got all my references off Legends Arceus. And I took a bunch of pictures of, just like this, screenshots of all the wild Spheal with my trainer. Got some cool images. And then after that, made a point of, I brought my crocheted Spheal to a beach. And I got in a little closet cosplay. These Joltics are too big. Took a bunch of pictures. Like I tried to take as close as possible the pictures that were the reference photos that I already had. Posed myself and the Spheal along the beach accordingly, took the pictures, and then posted them side by side. And it looked really cool. Like it was so fun. And it did get a pretty good reception too. Like obviously I'm doing a lot of what I do for the content, in addition to just this being what fascinates me and occupies my brain. So we're always looking for things that people will enjoy as well as me. And I think that, yeah, this is going to be a fun one. I can do some side-by-sides of Tynamo with me, with my trainer. I guess let's catch it? Question mark. Stop being in the ground, you crazy little eel thing. Oh, I can't even battle you because you're in the ground. Let's find another one. I seem to recall there's a lot of them in the depths of Chargestone, right? If I go down where all the Galvantula are. Okay, it's nothing but ride shoes all the way down. That's fun. That's different. But this is where you'll find Electros, so there have to be more Tynamos. Oh, okay. That was one. So first of all, fun fact, these two Pokemon are the same size. Isn't that fun? But let's catch this one. And then it can run around with us. I guess the only problem here is that I should exit the cave. Because if I want to post some side-by-sides. I'd still prefer you didn't. I'm not going to be inside a cave. That's the thing. I will not be inside a cave, so my photos should not be inside a cave. I need to get these things out of my party just so they'll stop evolving. But in terms of like living dex completion, I'm just wondering if there's anything else I should swap in. I need a Poplio, but I don't have a Poplio. Everything else has been properly evolved, it looks like. Look at me go! Woo! Oh, I did hatch that Chikorita though. That ended up who knows where. I'm sorry, how does the alphabet C-I... You ended up here. Come with me. And where will I be? What is it most likely to look like? Probably I can do trees, grass. That's all we're matching is trees and grass. With a little bit of water in the background, maybe. See, because even here there's glorious mountains in the background. I don't know where, like, that's not where I live. No, not where I live. Will you see that? Yeah, who knows? I'm not getting the perfect side by side. We know that much. That's fine. This is pretty tropical. Oh, hello. There's a cat at my feet. Let's take some photos. Selfie time. Where'd my dynamo go? Hello. This is a terrible photo. I'm too close. Are you gonna swim away? Oh man. Let's use our roto stick. And let's pose like... I liked this pose. And where did my Pokemon go? Oh, he's asleep. It's something, all right. It's the size of my hand. Is that accurate? Oh, dang. That's pretty accurate. Nifty. Put away roto stick. Yeah, not angle's not working for me. This game is hard to take prettiest pictures in, but let's try like this. Electros has won so many battles for you. That's awesome. I have never battled with one. I've just never used it. Why is the angle always... Do I need to be closer? Is that what you're telling me? Fills a role like Spiritomb. Oh, it has no weaknesses. It levitates, I guess. That's what you're... That's cool. That is obvious. Like, I can see the appeal. Oh, there's two cats here now. If I had known that there was going to be an automatic pop-up question, like a double prompt question of, do you want to touch up every time I took a photo, I would not have bought that stupid upgrade. Anyways. Seeing as how Tynamo floats, I don't know how I'm actually expecting to make this side-by-side photo work, but at least I've got a couple tries here. And we can do... That's cute, I guess. It sinks down to the ground to be spoken to. Every time, eh? Well, that's goofy. Alright, well, I've done what I can here. Yeah, I don't have any good ideas for getting better shots, so I think I will call it here for today. It's been fun. It's been almost 3 hours. Holy moly. I'm hungry. I would like some food. But I'm glad that a few of you came and hung out. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned some things. And hope to see you back again. I'm going to say, like, we're going to aim for next Friday. Yeah, because Fridays are good for that sort of thing. I'm going to double check my calendar. Yeah. So we'll see you back soon. Keep an eye on things. If you do want to see that, the Dynamo that I made, the life-size photos, hopefully some side-by-side shots, check out my Instagram. That's where I'm going to post those Katzer's creations there as well. And yeah, have a good Saturday, everyone.